My name is Hannah, and this is my year of less stuff. Hey y'all, so I just finished filming the video that will have gone up yesterday for you when you're watching this video. It was a long, protracted, close-up demonstration of this makeup, mostly the eye look, but then also the other makeup that's on my face right now. And if you saw that video, you will have heard me say that this day, which is still the same day for me, even though it's two different video days for you, this day is just, it's a grim one. I just don't feel like talking about my feelings, and so I'm filming a couple videos that are just like easy to get through and that are makeup oriented. What better day, I thought, than today for me to swatch all of the rest of my lipsticks. So I recently posted a swatch video, a lip swatch video, swatching all of my bullet lipsticks, and I had 16 of them. I have 14 non-bullet lipsticks, and I'm going to swatch all of them in this video today. So some of them are liquid style and some of them are like pencil style. They're just all of my lipsticks that aren't bullets. I've kept the slight zoom of the camera that I had for that makeup demonstration video, and hopefully that'll be good for lip swatching all of these lippies. That's really all I have to say. I'm just gonna like do this once again, indulge in the makeup, talk about color and shape, and just like get my mind off the rest of what's going on in the world for a little while. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. I'm a little bit worried about these formulas in terms of like applying them and then removing them, applying them and then removing them. I suspect that they will be a little bit harder to remove, a little bit more stubborn than my bullets were. So I'm definitely going to start with the lightest colors in the bunch. This is M Cosmetics Morning Mocha. So there's Morning Mocha. It's a soft but still somewhat orangey brown. When I purchased this, I was hoping that it would be really like a pale milk chocolate nude, but it ended up being more orange, like a warmer nude, a warmer and maybe even a little bit darker than I was expecting from the swatches and pictures on the website. I still do love it. I think it's like one of my perfect nudes. I really, really love the way that it looks with my complexion and with the makeup looks that I usually apply. I've been finding myself reaching less and less for this style of lipstick, so I don't feel like I've gotten as much use out of this as I expected that I would when I purchased it and that I hoped that I would, given how good it looks. It just looks darker. It looks darker than I imagine, and it looks too dark to be an easy to wear nude on me, especially given that I've been indulging myself with like more dramatic and smoky eye looks lately. I should have mentioned this in the introduction, but it's kind of weird to be doing this now because this is the window of time during which I'm forcing myself to only use the pieces of makeup that I picked out as the makeup that I would buy if I were building my collection from scratch. And none of the ones I'm swatching today made it in. So even if I swatch some of these and it makes me feel the way I felt when I was watching the bullets, which is like, oh, I forgot how much I love this, I should use this more. At the end of this video, I'm going to have to put all of these away back in that box under my desk and not pull them out for a couple of weeks. So it'll be interesting to see if any of these really light a fire in me, and then if I like really miss them after lip swatching them, if I really miss any of them during the rest of the week or two when I'm not allowed to use them. Anyway, that's Morning Mocha, and I'm seeing also that I need to change my battery. I forgot to change the camera battery in between videos. BRB. Okay, I'm back with a new battery and a new lippy. This is the M Cosmetics Infinite Lip Cloud in French Nude. It is exactly the color of my lips. As I'm applying it, it's like you can't even see it. When I first start stroking it onto my lips, I'm like, it just blends in so completely. But I know from experience that once it's completely applied, it will look ever so slightly edgy, ever so slightly vampy. Yeah, it's like my lips, but slightly grayier. It's like my lips with a drop of grayish. I love this formula. I am being reminded of how great it is and why I've declared so many times that it might be my favorite lipstick formula of all time, in spite of the fact that when I was figuring out what I would buy if I were starting from scratch, I didn't pick any of these because I haven't been reaching for them just because of the style of application. But it's so good. It's moussey and soft and comfortable. And I really like the sort of soft diffused lip line that it's really easy to get with this formula. French Nude is a great color. It makes me makes me feel cool. And it reminds me a lot of Glacé, the pencil, the Bite Beauty lip pencil that I used to have. It wasn't a pencil, it was like a cream stick formula thingy that I used all the way up. I really, really loved that color, and this is kind of like my stand-in for that. Yeah, it's a good one. But even today, I feel like it's competing with my eye look, not because of the color or even because of the depth of the color in isolation, but because of how contrasty it is with my skin. It's just, it looks darker on me than it would look on most people because I'm so pale. And I think that that's why I don't end up reaching for this as much as I would like to, given how pretty it is in the abstract. All right, let's swatch the Cosmetics Infinite Lip Cloud in Magic Hour. This is one that I really, really love. Actually, I'm reminded now as I'm doing this. This was a gift. Ugh, it's so pretty. It's like a bright, soft, natural looking coral. And this is one where the moussey, soft quality of the formula to me really contributes to the effect of the lipstick overall. It all works in tandem so well. It's such a pretty product. This kind of reminds me of NARS Catherine. It's the bright, soft coral lip color that I have in bullet form. And when I applied that, when I was swatching all of my bullet lipsticks, I had the same experience that I had just now with this, where I first start putting it on and I'm like, oh, it's a little bit statement, it's a little bit bright, it's a little bit young. And then once I've had it on for a minute or two, it starts to feel very natural and easier to wear than I thought that it would be, easier to wear than I usually conceive of it as being. All of those days when I'm trying to decide what lip color to wear and I'm choosing not to wear it. All right, I have one more Infinite Lip Cloud. It is the iconic Faded Clementine. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, lipsticks. All right, that sentence doesn't work. One of my favorite lipsticks, if not my favorite lipstick of all time. And one of you expressed surprise in the comments on my video about the makeup that I would buy if I were starting over from scratch, that I didn't pick Faded Clementine. And when I actually thought about it after a while, I was like, you know, me too. I think I just didn't think of it because I haven't been wearing this formula lately. I haven't been wearing this style of lipstick very much lately. But when I really take myself to task about it, I think that if I were starting over from scratch, I think I would eventually buy Faded Clementine because I wear it a lot, like to events and to dinner. I have certain tops and dresses that I feel like it is the perfect match for. I don't tend to reach for it these days on a daily basis, and that's why I didn't think of it when I was putting together that small collection. But I think that if I were starting over from scratch with my makeup over time, I would hit a moment where I would miss this. I would be like, where's Faded Clementine? And then it would be like, oh no, I didn't buy it. And then I would probably eventually buy it. So yeah, this was an omission from that video, but I'm not going to cheat and put it on my vanity right now. I'm going to keep it put away. And then if I do miss it, and if I continue to think that this is true, that I would want to buy it, I'll report back about that when I report back about that whole project in the video about how it was to only use the products that I thought that I would buy when I was first putting together the list. But this is what Faded Clementine looks like. The thing that I like about it is that it's a true orange. It's not a red orange. It's like a true faded clementine color. Soft and wearable. If there's such a thing as a nude leaning orange with no red in it, this is that. All right, those were my Infinite Lip Clouds. And now I'm gonna swatch this one lipstick from Alter Ego because I find it kind of similar in the way that it applies and wears. It's called Intrigue, and it is a full-on matte liquid lipstick. It dries down. I'm gonna try actually not to let it dry down completely right now because I'm gonna have to take it off and keep lip swatching. The application of it, the formula is very, very thin, and I like that. It's much thinner than the moussey Infinite Lip Clouds. So it's a kind of deep rust, like a deep, soft, well, not deep. On me, it's deep. On me, it looks almost vampy. In real life, it's not even that deep. It's like a rusty nude on most people, I think. It just looks kind of like a deep rust on me because I'm so pale and there's a lot of contrast there. I really like the color. I think that I can get a similar look with bullet lipsticks that I have. It's almost like a slightly reddish version of Maybelline Raw Chocolate, or like Maybelline Raw Chocolate crossed with Charlotte Tilbury Bond Girl or something like that. And I'm glad that I'm applying it now. I'm glad that I'm seeing how it looks. I really like it, but I think I'm gonna declutter it like right at this moment because I just don't see myself reaching for it. If it were lighter in color, if it weren't so contrasty on me, then maybe, because I do really like the formula. But I've got 6 bullet lipsticks or 6 lip products on my vanity that I'm trying to use for the next couple of weeks. I have a total of 16 bullet lipsticks, most of which I really like, and then I have 14 of this style of lipstick, which I like less. It just doesn't really make sense to keep one that is just nice. It's just like nice in a variety of ways. All right, I'm gonna swatch my NARS lip pencils because I think, again, that they'll be easier to remove than some of the ones that I'll be swatching at the end. This is Het Low. See, I feel like this is actually in some ways a pretty similar color to the one that I just decluttered from Alter Ego. It's like a rich brown, a rich sienna brown. It has maybe a touch less orange in it, maybe a touch more berry in it, but it's in a formula that I much prefer. It's much softer, it's a little more melting into my skin, and it's one that I've used a lot of already, so it feels more beloved to me. It feels more like mine. And I feel like anytime I needed the look of the lipstick that I just had on before this one, the liquid lipstick, I could just reach for this and put it on in a pretty thick application and have that. There it is, blotted down, which is how I tend to wear it. It reminds me kind of a Maybelline raw chocolate type of thing, maybe mixed with a little bit of a berry or a little bit with Gone Greige or something like that. I wore this a lot for a long time and I haven't really been wearing it as much lately. That's why I didn't include it in the list of things that I would buy if I were starting from scratch. For a long time it was like in my top 2 or 3 lipsticks, and it's just kind of aged out. It's also starting to smell a little bit like a crayon. It's starting to a little bit have that smell like it might have started to turn. So we'll see how much longer this actually lives in my collection. But it is one that I like. It's nice to try it on and be reminded of how it looks. Let's apply NARS Pussy Control. Yeah, this smells really different from Het Low. It makes me think that maybe Het Low has actually already turned. Because this has that almost like floral makeup smell, sweet kind of. And Het Low, yeah, it smells like strongly of crayons. And I don't remember it smelling like that before. Let me smell this one. Yeah, and the third one I have smells the same as this one. So, should I let this go? I'll decide at the end, but it might be that its time has come. So there are no two ways about it. This is a lip product that I wish I wore more frequently. I really like it, but it's definitely like a quirky one in my collection, and it didn't come close to making it onto my list of things that I would buy if I were starting from scratch. Because it's so quirky and because it's such a statement for me and it's so different for me, I don't wear it very often, but I love it. I'm glad I do have it. And when things go back to normal after this brief experiment of just wearing only the makeup that made it onto that list, I'm going to try to remember to wear this one more often. I love the effect. It's so comfortable too. These NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencils are really easy to wear. Okay, we're down to 5 and they're all pretty strong colors. They're all reds, and I'm worried that all of them are going to stain. This is the most neutral of all of them. This is interesting, actually. This Lancome style of lipstick, I mean, it's a lip kajal, I think is what they call it. It's not technically a bullet, but it is like a bullet style cream. So it's not a dip doe foot liquid, but I only included like true blue bullet lipsticks in the other video. And so all of these lipsticks are technically not bullets, but they're all being grouped together because they're just all of the non-bullet lipsticks. But this is the one that's most like a bullet lipstick that I've put on so far today in this video. I don't know why I needed to explain that. This reminds me a lot of Charlotte Tilbury Bond Girl, maybe a little bit darker. I do like the formula. I like how it applies. I like that skinny, pointy tipped thing, but this isn't sort of like distinct enough or discreet enough from any of my bullet lipsticks, from all of them, I mean, for me to be keeping it just for this lipstick end of it. But I really like the gloss that's on the other side of this. It's like a duo product. And I do really like kind of like applying the gloss with the lip color and making it softer and just like more spreadable and a little bit more nourishing, even though applying it right now has made me like recall some of the colors that I applied in the other lip swatch video, and it makes me think that it's kind of similar to some of them. Even though that's true, applying it right now has also made me like more fond of it again and just remember how much I like this duo. I have another one too. Here, let me take this one off. So this is the other one. It's like a bright orange. These were limited edition, by the way. They're the Lip Kajal Duo Chromas. They were part of a collab set that Lancome made. I think that they make these products though in other colors with other collections and at other times of year. It's just that these exact colors aren't available anymore. So the lipstick end of this one, which is the bright orange, has actually gotten a lot more use than the lipstick end of the deeper berry colored one that I just swatched. Love it. This is one of my brightest lipsticks, and I tend to forget about it because I keep it in my gloss drawer. I usually keep both of these guys in my gloss drawer. I like this so much better than the other one of its kind, and I just wonder how different the glosses actually are. This one is much clearer and more neutral, and this one really does have an orange tinge to it. So I'm going to hang on to both of them for now. But in terms of the lipstick, I really like this. Okay, cleaning that off of my face really, really made a mess. They're starting to make a mess, but luckily there are just 3 left. So let's do this one first. This is another really bright one. It's the NARS famous red velvet matte lip pencil. This is one of my more unusual reds. It's a very bright pinkish red that gives the impression of being somewhat fluorescent, and it can be built up to be really rich and statement, but it can also be worn kind of soft. I think of it as being one, sorry, I think the application of this was kind of messy, but it's okay, you get the idea. I think of this as being one that's particularly statement on me because I have warm undertones, and even though it's like a red and it's got that fire to it, I think technically it's slightly on the cool side. It's like not as cool as Sheop, but it just pops on my face because there's some contrast there in the undertones. So it's a really special one to me. It does that, it contrasts, but I don't think it looks pink. I think it really does look red. And this is reminding me of what a gem this is for me when it comes to statement lips. Oh, I thought I had 3 left before, but I actually have 3 left still, and it's my 3 K-Beauty lip products. I've been putting them off until the end because I know that they are really pigmented and maybe prone to staining. So this is Childlike. It's the 3CE Velvet Lip Tint, and it's so interesting. It's almost like a translucent gel. Like it really looks gel-like on the doe foot. I love this lippy so much. I I feel like applying my lipstick to my actual lip, it should be something, my actual lips, it should be something that I do just like once a week. Once a week I should sit down and just like apply all of my lipsticks, or at least half of them, because actually putting them on reminds me of how great they are. It's almost as if I conceive of this in my mind as being not as awesome as it actually is when I put it on. It's fiercely orange red, and the color has almost like this jelly-like quality that makes it, once again, very soft and easy to apply, very easy to diffuse the lip line, but it's so statement. It's like so statement and yet so comfortable. It's sweet and cheery, and it also doesn't look too labored, like too labor intensive. It's a special one. My love is renewed for #childlike. Oh yeah, it left some color behind, so hopefully these other 2 will be able to obscure that. I think that they will though. This is one that I do really know and love, and I feel like I have an accurate memory of what it's like. It is the Soft Lip Lacquer from 3CE, so it's a much runnier, thinner, more liquidy formula. almost like a stain, but it's not designed to actually stain. It just applies really thin, and it's in the shade Explicit. It has sort of a coconutty smell. I love how thin and pigmented it goes on, and I really love this color too. It's just a slightly off red, like a slightly soft red, like maybe the color of red that you paint an exciting wall in your house. Not cherry red, not bright fire red. There's something just like a little bit like soft edged about it, a little soft, a little bit pink almost. It's a great red and it's a great product. I think that I conceive of this as being a little bit difficult to apply, although that time just now it was like the quickest of all of them, maybe because my lips were already a little bit stained by the other products. But I wish I was brave enough to reach for this more frequently. I wish I would brave the application process more frequently because it's really not as bad as I remember it being. All right, this is the last one. It's the Rom and Velvet Zero, I think might be the name of it. It doesn't say it on it. The color is number 12 Anne Shirley, and it's the Rom, and I remember it's called the Zero Velvet Lip Tint, I think. It's in the color Anne Shirley, and it was part of the Anna Green Gables collab. It's also thicker. It's the most paste-like of all three of these K-Beauty lippies. It's so interesting. This lippy in my memory is on the darker side. It's like a darker red, and I think I might have had a darker red in this formula before that I didn't keep, and then I ended up getting this one in Anne Shirley. It's really like a bright, velvety apple matte, or like an apple or cherry matte. It is like a true fiery red, and it's beautiful. The finish, the matte velvety finish, really does make it look like it has that depth, like really matte things almost look powdery or fuzzy, or like you could just fall into them. It's like a black hole of cherry redness. And I'm glad I'm being reminded of just how intense and pure of a bright red lip this is, because I think of it as being more rusty. All right, that is it, you guys. This was interesting. I think that my spectrum of feeling about my non-bullet lipsticks is wider than my spectrum of feeling about my bullet lipsticks. Most of my bullet lipsticks I really, really love, and my experience watching them was like, I love this, I love this, I love this. With these, my experience watching them was like, some of them I was just like, oh my gosh, I forgot how amazing this is, like the NARS famous red lipstick. And some of them I was like, oh, I should declutter this, like this alter ego one. I think I might go ahead and declutter Het Low. I love this lipstick so much, but I've had it for a really long time. I'm pretty confident that it's gone off. And I feel like if I keep it, I'll be keeping it because I don't want it to have gone off. But every time I almost reach for it, I'll remember how it smells and I won't want to put it on my lips. So I think that I've just hit the expiration date with this one, and I'm okay with it because it was my favorite for so long, because it was my only even vaguely brown, and I think for a while my only even vaguely nude lipstick. But at this point I have so many other lipsticks that are similar to it in a variety of ways. I don't think that I'll miss it in terms of like the effect that it gives. So I'm gonna go ahead and let go of those two. I'm kind of tempted to let go of this one because I didn't really love the lip color, but I do love the gloss a lot, and I've used the gloss in this a lot more than I've used the orange gloss in its counterpart. So I think I'm just gonna stick at letting go of those two. I'm excited that this turned into a little bit of a declutter, and I do think that having swatched all of these lipsticks and reminded myself of what they look like and feel like, when it comes time to reopen my box of makeup after just using what's on my vanity for a couple of weeks, I think that there are some here that I'm going to be really excited to rediscover. That is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it brought a little like brightness and distraction into your lives, the way that it's bringing a little bit of brightness and distraction into mine. Let's keep hanging in there. I'll be back. I'm continuing to try to post a video every day, and so far I think I'll be able to keep sticking to it, and I'll let you guys know if it looks like I'm gonna have to have a little bit of a break. If I do have to have a little bit of a break, it'll be something that I'll announce on my community tab so that nobody is worried about me. Let me know how you're doing in the comment section down below. Let me know how you're feeling. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself today so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.